But welcome back, Nerdosphere. Want to jump into what we've been up to, shoot a little bit of the breeze. Excited. I wish Jeff were here to have this conversation with you too, Mark, but because he's a big Mass Effect fan.
I
and
get where
you
you're
and
going
I
with this.
and he have been playing. Yeah, Mark looking so offended before I kicked out, just immediately assuming offense.
It's Jeff.
First of all, I love Jeff. But
Just-
second
No.
of all, how dare you? I'm
Just
here.
looking for an affront. Yeah, I'm not good enough for you. No, I just want to have him participate. But been playing through. I think I talked a little bit about it on last week's episode. But playing through Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Mark, I guess unrelated to that, you decided to start playing Mass Effect 3. Is that right?
Absolutely. So I never finished Mass Effect 3, and I know we talked about it a couple times on previous episodes about where the fan base was all upset about what happened in 3, and I was always like, I love the story, I love the comics, I love the books, I love the games, and I granted never finished number 3, so I finally came back around. I'm on my Xbox One, so it's slightly upgraded, but I didn't get the Legendary Edition. I still want all those butt wipes and things like that. And I am enjoying the hell out of it. Let me tell you, I'm only getting about like 7-8 hours in a week. So it's slow rolling. It's getting in there. But man, just saying, I'm a hero. I cured the Geno phase. You know what I'm saying? Spoilers. I'm having a good time out there in the universe right now, fighting everything. Damn the Reapers. And yeah, I'm super pumped to talk about it with you guys.
Dude, I mean, as I've gone back into the Legendary Edition, I forgot just how great those games were and how much fun it is to be a part of that world, and how very immersive it is, and how into your Shepard you can get and everything right from the jump.
Yeah.
Like choosing your backstory right in the first one. I played through again the first two games.
What do you go?
My first Shepard, I did the sort of like standard Paragon. He was like the war hero, and I think I've always picked the colonist background.
Orphan child on the colony, absolutely.
So
I got scars. You want to hear about them?
No, well, so that's actually the last couple playthroughs I've done, and this one I went full. I try and max out both Paragon and Renegade bars. Sorry if you don't know Mass Effect out there, Nerdosphere, but educate yourself or whatever it is they say. But basically, the Shepard that I'm playing through right now was on the colonies. So his parents were killed by those goddamn Batarians, and the
Batarians suck.
Dude, the
There's a reason why they're not even on the council, all right?
Dude, because they're slaver assholes, dude, and just a bunch of raiders. They're terrible.
Take your extra eyes and get the fuck out of here.
But yeah, so I had the colonist background with the ruthless, or like at all costs war background, which was so on Torfin, I was sacrificed like hell of people, but I still got the job done.
Whatever it takes, respect.
And because of my background, sort of in my headcanon, it sort of influences a lot of my decisions as Shepard, which is he's very humanity first, does not truck or cotton with much alien bullshit or nonsense, hates the council in part 1. And, I shut down Liara, who's, first of all, the Asari, a race of whores. Of blue whores. I mean, they're like the Twi'leks, dude. They're like the Twi'leks. They're just they're like a bunch of dancers and stuff like that. They claim to drop these fortune cookie pearls of wisdom while they're trying to pry your credits from you while they're selling themselves to you. It's disgusting.
First of all, their tendrils look dope,
bro.
And secondly, they're also very powerful biotics, or can be. All right, you want to end up on the backside of a Banshee right now, or you would rather just like fuck
when
the
they're
blue
not
girl?
starting their OnlyFans sites? Yeah, they're very powerful biotics, but
they can be.
Yeah, they can be. The Justicar in part 2, Samara, she looking good, but my Shepard will not be swayed, so I definitely go for Ashley.
Dude, part 2 is nothing but Miranda.
Oh my god! I forgot.
First off,
and I know it's a video game.
I don't even care what the hell else you have to say about part 2.
I mean, I forgot after my goodness, Miranda Lawson.
Is Mass
I was waiting
Effect
for her to.
Is Mass Effect the first series where they like really figured out like if we make like wooing and having sex with a female character like a central point to the game, it'll be hugely impactful for these young boys that play this thing?
I mean, I think they perfected
First of all,
the formula.
you can relationship a lot of different things. You can be a lady shepherd. You can relationship.
Sure. But everyone knows what's going on.
It's very progressive. You can do whatever you want.
You could have sex in Grand Theft Auto 3, but I think the ultimate goal of that game was to just kill the hooker and get your money back. Whereas, like in Mass Effect, it's like a relationship that you're embarking on.
You only get one, though.
John, you're well. More on that in a moment. They perfected the formula, I feel like, because the immersion factor of it to where your choices actually really matter, and you have to pick and choose who you want to fully pursue. Certainly in part 1, they really nailed that formula, and the fact that you can screw it up. So I mean, they were tapping in at the right age.
Then Emily is away.
What?
Do they do it better than Emily is away?
No.
Well,
because
what's interesting, though,
Shepard's more like James Bond than James Kincaid.
But with Mass Effect, you can actually port your character from installation to installation, from 1 to 2 to 3, and you can only achieve certain storylines with relationships if you've ported that previous storyline in from other versions. So, I mean, you can definitely dive in. Like right now, I'm going through 3 right now, and I started from scratch, right? I didn't port in any characters. It's an old system from before, things like that. But
do they let you choose some of the things heading into it?
Yeah, so I can redefine whether I'm, the orphan from a colony, and did I choose, Ashley or that dude from number 1, Caden.
God help you if you let.
So you get to choose things like that. Just to kind of
I've never once
certain things are gone
about letting Caden live. Not
so
one.
Like one thing with number 3, if you didn't port over Rex from number 2,
no, from number 1.
Was he in number 1? Okay, so he's gone. There's just stereotypical, like alien in his stead when you make a decision to save either him or the
Rex is one of my favorite, one of the few aliens that my Shepard can tolerate.
Things. What? Yeah. What were the bugs? The Rachnar.
The Rachni.
The Rachni. So the Rachni and Rex, like when you do this mission in number 3, if you didn't port over your save, Rex is not there. It's just some like stand-in.
Other Krogan.
Yeah, some other Krogan stand-in, and if you choose Rachni,
dude. Like you gotta throw that whole thing away, Mark. You gotta throw that whole fucking thing away and start from 1.
Bitch, I kept her, and she's gonna produce all kinds of soldiers for me to build my crucible. I feel good about it.
I mean, so I want to go back to the romance, which is not just me wanting to talk about it. Mark wanted to talk about it too. But something that I did not realize in my first other playthroughs, because my first playthrough Mass Effect 2, I was just dead set on being loyal to Ashley Williams, who is Shepard's one true pairing.
Miranda.
Like, that's hold on, I'm gonna get there.
I like alien bitch every now and then, you know what I mean?
But like that was
what Ashley can die in the first one, so no way is she like the number ship.
I find it suspect. Any Mass Effect player that lets Ashley die is very sus to me. But anyway, so Ashley's the one that you got to romance in part 1, and so the first time I played through Mass Effect 2, I was just completely loyal to her. So when you go into the last mission, it's just Shep with his D in his hand looking at a photo of Ashley before he goes to the collector base. But now on this playthrough,
you're more like after you got rich.
Miranda in that dunk, dude.
Dude, my absolutely. So my Shepard, not only did I sleep and romance Miranda in this playthrough, but I didn't even know this was possible. It just happened. But when you talk to Jack, that sexy bald biotic nutcase, you can just have casual sex with her and end the relationship right there. And then there's also Kelly you can flirt with. So my Shep's getting around in Mass Effect 2. But
did they ever like find out about each other and get tangled up? Or
I've not done it.
A lot of times they make you choose. You get to like a her or whatever situation. You have to ultimately choose a path you go.
I've never actually finished Mass Effect 2 where I cheated on Ashley, or rather, I should say, I've never imported a save for Mass Effect 2 where I slept with Miranda and then going to 3. So that's what I'm looking at going into now. And I don't I'm 99% sure I'm going to get back with Ashley or try to, but man, Miranda is such a babe.
Here's the thing. You got to go for Miranda just for the sheer fact that Mass Effect, when they re-released their new editions, they had to like wipe out her butt. You know what I mean?
They had to tone down the gratuitousness
this
of
character
her.
is too sexual, so we need to tone this down for the legendary or weak version.
She was genetically engineered to be sexy.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Cerberus knows what it's doing. Cerberus knows what it's doing, dude. All they really have in mind,
engineered her.
All they have in mind is to help the human race.
Miranda is getting those space Brazilian butt lifts to make her look extra good.
I don't know why the camera always just like glued to her butt.
Well, yeah, there was some
It
criticism
always,
about
like,
that.
focused.
So the Legendary Edition decided to.
I'm mad at it.
To fix that. And I know I bring this up every time. I'm going to bring it up again. Ugly Shepherd, which was a phenomenon back in the day when Mass Effect 2 especially was early out, is that the people would create these just hideous looking shepherds. And the one that was stuck in my mind is a YouTube video of when you get to the about to romance Miranda scene. And she's like, well, that is if you're still interested. And the camera cuts over to this absolute fucking horror show of a shepherd. She's like, oh, I'm definitely interested. Oh, God. But anyway, it just burned into my brain. Who you trying to woo in Mass Effect 3, Mark? You going for Miranda? Who you doing?
No,
Caden?
dude,
you fucking bitch.
No, Caden died. So I got Ashley floating around. I got Liara floating around, and unfortunately, I kissed her on the Crucible way too early. So I think Liara? I'm stuck. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I was like, yo,
dude.
I'm in. And she was like, mwah. And then that's all she given me since. And I'm like, what about your shadow brokering and shit? Here I am, sacrificing myself for you, bringing you on missions. You can't give me nothing right now. So I'm a little disappointed with what happened there. But I think I'm stuck because Ashley now, all she does is drink and collapse. Like, I don't know what else to do. She can't carry a conversation because she's a lush. Falling asleep.
Dude, Ashley's great, man.
No, she's falling asleep. She's a lush. And then Talia.
Tali. Yeah, Tali.
She dead. I made a bad decision. She dead now.
Dude, did she kill herself? Did you have her kill herself? Oh
she
my
threw
God.
herself off a ledge. But you know, I was like,
oh my God, dude.
I'm gonna trust
Listen,
you.
She's
you
a
who won't show me your
so
skin.
part of me respects your decision on that, Mark.
First of all, she wouldn't show me her skin, and then the other people are like, we're robots and we're smart. We'll kill for you. I'm like, I want these killers, or show me your skin. And she was like, I'm gonna throw myself off a cliff. So goodbye. You know, see you later. Dive on it.
Oh my God.
Later. I don't know if that was the right decision or not. I feel a little bad about it.
What's the status of our guy Garrus?
Garrus is a pimp, dude. Garrus is the shit. I love Garrus. That's my best friend.
I think consensus. I think consensus, like one of the most uniting things in fandom, is Mass Effect fans all loving Garrus. Be they men, be they women, everybody loves Garrus.
Garrus is a shit.
Your space
C-Sec for life. All right, that's a bond you can't break. No one else is diving in and
he literally left C-Sec in the first game.
I know. Me and him.
You just said C-Sec for life, and that's a bond you can't break.
That's how we started, bro.
Okay.
All right.
I got you.
Dude, start from the bottom with Garrus. Now we're here. All right. Everyone else just like comes along the way trying to like squeak their way in. Fuck them. Garrus and me, roll dogs. Absolutely. Come in. He's a great snipe. He's got his things. He can shoot them computers and stuff. Give them overloads. I'm good.
I mean, Garrus is awesome.
He is good.
No lies detected, Mark. Anyway, well, we're working.
I feel like he gives the best jabber on missions too. Sometimes I bring some of my human compatriots, and they don't contribute shit to the story and dialogue.
Oh well, I do.
Like, oh, sad. Like I was like that. And Garrus is throwing hot ones at people.
Garrus holds a high place. Steam in the suicide mission in Mass Effect 2. I try and assign every sort of major role to a human because again, that's my shepherd sort of whole.
Yeah, I never know. It's like pick which one goes and does this. I'm like, I think this one's better.
That's his whole. That's his whole MO, I should say. But Garrus is the only one that I give an important job to. So. That's just how it goes down. And everybody lived because humans are the best. I let that council die. Anyway, but John, what have you been up to? You've been sitting there dutifully listening to us talk about trying to romance people in a video game.
I've been expecting so long that I feel so removed from it. But I've been playing a lot of Path of Exile, like addicted to it. I mentioned it last time I was on, and dude, I've gone deep. I'm walking the path right now.
What is
intense. Have you ever played Diablo?
Yes. Diablo.
It's basically
Diablo 2.
Yeah, it's more akin to like Diablo 2, I would say, type of game, except like infinitely more complicated. Like you should just look up, like, when you have a second, type in Path of Exile skill tree and just see like your options for where you can place your skill points when you level up your character. It's outrageous. It's ridiculous. And then on top of that, there's like a ridiculous amount of combinations of spells that you can do, armor that you can get, all to enhance your character. And then all the like activities that you can do, leveling up to max level, or not max level, but to end game. And then what you can do in end game. It's one of those games where like, I thought I knew what I didn't know, or at least I thought I could fathom what I didn't know about the game. And then as I dig farther in and like learn more about it, I just realize that there's like the amount that I don't know keeps growing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's almost too complicated.
The skill tree is like just massive because
yes,
my RPG playthrough and stuff like that. Like right now, again, like James and I were just talking about Mass Effect. My Shepherd, I have like 6 skills to pick through. It's very limited in that scope. And I'm confused alone. I'm like, do I want 50% more health or do I want 20% more damage? I can't decide. Dude, it's like Sophie's choice every time,
baby.
It's insane. So like you have your skill tree, which you can place like 120 skill points into by max level or something. And any character can build any direction on the skill tree. What are you laughing about?
I'm still thinking about Ugly Shepherd and Miranda.
Oh.
I can't help it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so you can build any direction on the skill tree. So like you could start as a barbarian class, or I forget what they're called in the game, Marauder or whatever, and you can build into a magic user if you like build far enough around the skill tree, and then you can get equipment and skill gems and things that like support that angle. So there's kind of infinite customization that can happen with the characters. And I'm such a noob that I just followed like some build that somebody else did. But dude, it's just an incredible game. And I might never play another game again. Honestly.
I got a question for you, John. You were formerly more famously known to be agent of the Kirin Tor, Jonathan Craig. Yet I've not heard that you play much of this new World of Warcraft that was so ballyhooed. What happened there?
It's just they've just had lack of content updates for it. I don't know what happened this expansion.
Did it just come out?
It came out like 6 months ago now.
It came out in the fall.
Sounds new to me.
Or actually,
I'm playing Mass Effect 3. I don't know.
Yeah, it is, but you gotta understand, like, World of Warcraft historically has had like multiple big content patches per expansion. For them to be almost a full year into this expansion and not have a big content release is pretty slow. It's unusual, and I don't know, like, dude, Shadowlands was extremely fun for the first couple months that I was playing it. And I love WoW. I'll probably go back when there's a big content patch or a couple or another expansion, but the way the game is now is not how it was when you were playing, James. Like it's like,
I know, but I mean,
it's so like
Tim
like
seems so excited.
Well, there's really
I assume
no
that's
reason.
what Tim's doing since he hasn't been on the show since. I don't think
He hasn't really been playing it much either. Honestly, like it's one of those things, like there's really no reason to log in until a new content thing drops for it. It's unless
like the story modes come out, you get through the different quests that were a part of that, and then it's just nothing.
Well, I mean, yeah, and then it's basically like, do you want to do incremental upgrades to your gear that take, and it's like once you get to a certain point on your gear, like you're out gearing like 90% of people, and that last 10% is like these tiny little incremental upgrades that require more and more time every time you want like another percent. And unless you're like a super hardcore raider, there's really no reason to do it. because your gear is already good enough to do all the content. And then on the other side, you could always like try to get new mounts and new appearances and new collectibles and things, but you have to have that you have to be a collector, and I'm not really a collector like in real life or in games, so I don't really care about that stuff that much.
Speaking of
100%.
collectors, Mass Effect 2 is all about dealing with the collectors and having to hunt those bastards down. Turns out they were formerly Protheans. Anyway, I digress. Let's take a break. On the other side, we'll get into more of the more current nerd business that we got going on. Is Lord of the Rings doomed to fail? And more on the other side of the Best Damn Nerd Show.